G'day cocktail lovers, how have you been keeping? I hope things are going as well as can be expected in these strange times. We're fast approaching Christmas and hey, I've been tagged, called out, whatever you want to call it, by Rob from Rob's Home Bar and Vino Valentino from 60 Second Cocktails to take part in the hashtag Christmas Martini Challenge 2020. Namely, a whole bunch of cocktail channels on YouTube joining in the spirit of the season, as it were, and making a Christmas themed martini. Very loose rules. It doesn't really have to fit the martini motif, which is saying you got to put it in a martini glass so we can feel like it's a Christmas martini. Well, I'm going to make one that is basically, strictly speaking, a martini, and I'm cheating a little because everyone wants to get, oh, how do you get Christmas flavors into this drink? I happen to have scored, I got a little sample pack from our local gin distillery, the Tiny Bear Distillery, and they had their summer collection, 3 different gins, and one is a Christmas pudding gin. They've said instead of the usual botanicals you would expect in gin, juniper's in there of course, has to have juniper to be gin, but instead of the other botanicals you might expect, it's all the stuff from a Christmas pud. It's the fruits, it's the spices, it's those Christmas feels, and I have taste tested this and it is really reminiscent of a Christmas pudding, just like Grandma used to make if Grandma really liked her gin, and what grandmas don't. So I am going to make a Christmas martini strongly featuring the Christmas pudding handcrafted gin from the Tiny Bear Distillery. Now obviously this is comparatively hard to get. You can get it if you're in Australia, probably not if you're outside, but this is simply you could infuse your own. Just get some gin and infuse it with things like clove and cinnamon and fruit peel and all the various things, cranberries, that you would find in a Christmas pudding, and you could steep it in those ingredients for a couple of days and probably get a good approximation of this. But like I said, I'm cheating. Someone's done the hard work for me. So without further ado, let's get into it. Our martini, gin martini. So we're going to start with 2 ounces of gin and put that in our mixing glass. Keeping fairly firmly to the martini recipe, putting some dryish vermouth in. This is an Australian vermouth from Maiden Eye. They're classic. Little crack is, that's not quite as nice a sound as a stopper popping out when you get to crack a bottle for that first time. Bit of a special thing anyway. But we're going to put 1 ounce of our vermouth in. Now, you would often put orange bitters in a martini, but this is Christmas and we want to make this even a bit more Christmassy than it already is, so I'm going for some cranberry bitters. Put a couple of good dashes of cranberry bitters in there. Now we want to stir that down, get it nice and cold for about 30 revolutions. Now we strain this into a martini glass we've had chilling. And that right there, that is a suitably festive Christmas martini. I think it needs one more touch. I was going to garnish this with cherries, but it was surprisingly difficult to find cherries locally. Not really ripe in Australia at this time of year. Couldn't even get preserved cranberries. So I've got some Morello cherries. Just drop them right in, actually. I'm like, look, the cranberry bitters, that's really taking this to a Christmas level, I think. How does it taste? Ooh. Oh, that is a sophisticated Christmas drink. It's a temptation, I think, when a lot of drinks we say it's a Christmas drink, is to make them really sweet. And I don't have an objection to that. I'm going to make a few more Christmas drinks this week, and don't be surprised if there's some rather sweet elements in them. This one, it's a nice dry martini. It's got those Christmas spice flavors in it. It's got the cranberry from the bitters. This is when would be the appropriate time to drink this on Christmas? With dinner, I guess. I don't know that I want to drink something this serious before lunch, certainly. But yes, it's going to elevate a Christmas dinner, I think, if you have this sitting next to whatever it is you happen to be eating on the day. I'm calling this one a winner. So yeah, if you want to see some Christmas martini ideas, just search on YouTube for the Christmas Martini Challenge 2020. Lots of great stuff in there. Rob and Vino have done a great thing getting everyone involved in this. It's a great way to find other channels making cocktails, giving you ideas, and who doesn't want a drink or two to get through Christmas, because it can be happy, it can be a little stressful. Either way, it's got to be a little bit better with a Christmas martini. And with that in mind, I'm going to be on my way. Bid you farewell. I hope you take care. I hope things go great for you. I hope to see you again soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you did subscribe. Hit the little bell so you get notifications when I upload. Tell a friend, tell a few friends, tell them they're losers if they don't subscribe. And let's enjoy a Christmas martini together. Stay well. Hope to see you soon. Cheers.